Hello, Silver Cross Today video magazine is on the move. Today we're at the Outpatient Endoscopy Center on the east side of the campus. This beautiful facility opened in 2018, and I'll bet that most people in the Silver Cross family have not been inside, unless, of course, you've gotten a colonoscopy. It truly is a gorgeous, gorgeous place. So with me today is Ashley Guerrero and Peggie Capecci. Peggy is the shift coordinator for the center, and Ashley is a tech and certified nurse assistant who works side by side with the physicians during the procedures. And we are smiling with you through our eyes today, right? Right, we're keeping our masks on to set a good example. So Ashley, let's start with you. How long have you been at Silver Cross?
I've been at Silver for 8 years.
For 8 years. And what did you do before you came here?
I started as a transporter in surgery, and then I shifted to CNA for the cath lab.
That's fantastic.
Talk
about a career path here at Silver, which is really, really wonderful. And how did you learn? How did you get trained to work side by side with physicians doing procedures?
I received my training at the main campus. I received it by an RN, Eric Perez. By far the best training ever that I received. But yeah, it's side by side with the physician as far as like all the supplies and learning how to, hand a physician a correct supply and all that. So it's a lot of training.
Yeah.
5 weeks or so.
Sure. Well, thank you. Thank you for doing that. And I know you're excellent because the patient SAT scores are always excellent here. So thank you for that. And Peggy, how about you? How long have you been at Silver?
I've been at Silver Cross for 11 years now.
Okay. And before you were?
Before I came to Silver Cross and joined the Silver Cross family, most of my career was at St. James Hospital in Chicago Heights and Olympia Fields, and I started off at Little Company of Mary in Evergreen Park.
Oh my God. And you're a nurse?
I'm a nurse.
And you've always worked in gastroenterology or different
Nope, I've
areas?
done a plethora. I've done ICU, I've done PACU, I've done same day, I've done cath lab, interventional, and now my home is endoscopy.
Okay, I love that word, plethora. That's such a good word. All right, and so Peggy, how long does a procedure usually take? When someone comes in the door here, what happens?
So it's really convenient coming over here to the Outpatient Endoscopy Center. The patients come in, they pull up right here at the door. 15 steps, they're here. They're greeted by our awesome receptionists. They usually spend maybe 10 minutes out here before they're brought into the procedural room where they are brought into their private room. It's not an enclosed room as the hospital has, but it is a walled off. They get their admission history taken, they get their vitals taken, and then back to the suite. Depending on what they're having done, that can take 30 to 45 minutes to complete. They come back and recover in the same spot that they started, and from there they go home. So really, from the time they come in to the time they leave is usually about an hour to an hour and a half.
Isn't that something?
Yeah,
that's remarkable.
Fantastic. The patients love it.
And Ashley, how many procedure rooms do we have, and how many people are here on any given day?
So in total, we have 2 procedure rooms. As far as staff, you mean? How many people?
Sure, how many staff? And
we have about maybe 6 people.
6 people,
a day.
Yeah. And then, so with 2 rooms and that kind of staff, how many colonoscopies or procedures would you do in a day? Either one of you.
So it kind of varies, doesn't it? Pre-COVID, we did quite a few more. We were probably doing, maybe 15, 18 cases a day, and that includes Saturdays. We were doing Saturdays as well. Now we're starting to, since everything's opened up again, we're starting off slowly, and we're trying to do about 10 cases a day right now. We're only working 3 days a week here, but our plans are to open up 5 to 6 days again very soon.
Well, and there's such a demand for it. And,
yes.
No one looks forward to having a colonoscopy, but if you're going to have one, this is the place to have it, for heaven's sakes. Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned COVID, but just in general, what things are in place for patient safety at this center? Do you want to comment on that, Ashley?
Well, when the patient first walks in, right away they're getting screened by Jamie. So number 1, taking their temperature and all that before they get back or sent back to their procedure. So I think that's really important as far as like the whole COVID and stuff like that. What
Yep,
else?
they're also doing, we're kind of following like the hospital does as far as they're going for their COVID testing prior to 3 days, the PCR, prior to coming in. And so they do come in, and we have hand sanitizer right by the door. And they're coming in and right away hand sanitizing, and everyone is universally masking, and the patients as well come in with their masks on. We do have masks just in case, but we haven't had to use those yet.
That's great.
Then they're coming in the back. Now in the back, what we're doing here that's a little bit different, the hospital has private rooms, but here they don't. So we're using every other bay to keep the social distancing.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
And when they're screened, like Ashley said, they're screened here for their temperature, both the driver or the family member and the patient.
Right.
And the family members are then given the option of either staying here and social distancing here, where they have like a TV and they can have coffee or whatever, or they can stay in their car. They can, do a short trip if they want, as long as, they're easy for us to access post-procedure.
Right, right.
In the back, like I said, we're doing every other bay, and everyone back there, of course, is masking. And the patients will stay in their mask until they go into procedure room. At that time, we take their mask off, and we give them an oxygen mask, which is kind of containing everything for the procedure.
That's great.
We're doing the same type of cleaning that we did prior to with everything. So after every case, the room is completely cleaned. After every patient leaves, the rooms are completely cleaned. That's nothing different than we were doing before.
Sure.
And the physicians are then talking with the patients in the back, and then calling, actually, the family members and letting them know what they, as long as the family was okay with, or the patient was okay with giving out the information, then they're actually calling them on the phone and letting them know what they found and when they should be seen again.
Well, thank you for sharing all that.
Sure.
So it's really, really safe to have
safe.
a colonoscopy.
It is absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to say to the Silver Cross family who most likely hasn't been over here?
I would like to say thank you to all the physicians. The staff here is amazing, wonderful to work with. The patient care is awesome. I just want to thank everybody for all their hard work and just keep doing what we're doing.
Good. How about you, Peggy?
I think this is a wonderful department. The cohesiveness here is second to none, and the patients all feel so comfortable when they come in here.
Wow.
And the care they get here is absolutely no different than they get at the hospital. Yeah. And we have anesthesiologists here, just as we do at the hospital. So it's a lot easier access, and I do know that there have been some hospital employees that have been here that have just raved about the place.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, come over here and see us. We'd love to have you.
Well, we can smile with our eyes and say goodbye.
Absolutely.
Thank you both very, very much.
Thank you.